YouTube? We are back with some more commentary for y'all. I am joined by my brother from another mother, the Highwayman, the Pinhead, TJ.
I was about to say the Quackity Goo, but then I realized that Quackity is a very popular YouTuber, and saying Quackity Goo is probably not okay. So, anyways, we'll keep moving. We'll keep going. It's fine.
We continue with our series of matches over from Sully's Abode. Our local card shop that we go to every Thursday to play Digi at about like 6:30, located in Bolingbrook, Illinois. So if you're in the Chicagoland area and are looking for a place to play Digi, hopefully you can check them out. It's a great shop, great people. They have a ton of other locals as well. So if you play One Piece, fuck that game. Shadowverse. Pokemon, Lorcana, they've got a ton of different stuff, so check them out. I'll drop their TCG player link down below, as well as our link tree, which has our socials, our Discord, our Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. So please feel free to check them out. But the biggest thing that we'll keep stressing, and hopefully you guys don't get too annoyed by it, is just to like and subscribe. You know, it helps the channel out a whole lot. Helps the algorithm, helps us get a little bit more exposure, which, you know, we're really thankful for all the support that we've gotten. You know, the channel's come a long way, and we want to keep growing for you guys and keep trying to put out quality content because, you know, we love you guys. But here today we have a bit of a fun match here. We've got Jose switching it up a little bit in between rounds. I think this was more of a for funsies match for you guys, but it was All Force Mirror.
Yeah.
Between you and Jose.
So I was stupid and decided to play less efficient Mirage on Thursday. And I paid for it. But I mean, some of my games went okay. It's pretty much just like if I saw the line, I won the game. If I bricked, I lost. That's really there was no in between. There was no like back and forth. It was just one or the other.
Yeah. But you know, I think this should be an interesting mirror match. I know you've been, you know, I know it's been rough, but I know you were excited to play All Force. Jose also too has been like talking about All Force in the background as well. So
he's a V-Mon stan.
He is.
That's what he is. He's a V-Mon stan, 100%. He was like, I don't know what I want to play in 16. And he was like, I was thinking about Imperial. I'm just like, you just play V-Mon. You play every V-Mon variant. You play All Force, Imperial, and you play Armors, and you call it a day. That's the only thing you need to play.
One last thing before we do hop into the round. We mentioned this towards the tail end of our last video. Moving forward, I know a lot of folks have been asking for it. Go ahead.
I think we should just talk about this while we set up, because I think there's still a decent amount of shuffling that's going to happen.
Okay, so then let us just hop right into the round. But yes, as we shuffle, essentially, you know, a lot of folks have been asking for the deck profiles of each player, which I think is a great idea. Don't get us wrong. I think it does make a lot of sense. It's just difficult for us in the moment to get everybody to put their profiles up on board, get a good shot in between rounds, which locals is already going to like 10:30 most nights because of how many people we get. And we do want to be conscientious towards the shop, towards other players, and get people out on time. So we're going to do our best. We have some ideas to help make it a little bit more efficient for you guys. And last thing before we kind of hop into the commentary as matches are going, I think a good place or a good compromise for you guys is to just join the Discord. You know, a lot of us comment and are very active on it. Gabe, Jose, Anthony, they're all very active. They've dropped their deck profiles. Will also as well with his Gallantmon profile lately. So if you're looking for decks, just hop onto the Discord. Join it.
Yeah.
You won't be disappointed.
And that's not to say that like we're not going to try and get the lists in other formats too, but it's probably the easiest way for you guys. Because we try, but like we said, it's hard.
Okay, well you started with a pretty solid start. All Force.
Yeah, I went All Force pretty early, which was kind of scary because of how much of a board he had. But I was like, if I choke him to 1, he's gonna have to work really hard to get all the way up there. And I know what All Force can do because. So as you know, blue is my roots. Technically, blue was the first color I ever really started dabbling in, and the first deck I ever like when I first started playing the game, the All Force structure deck was what I got because I loved All Force.
Yeah.
So Jose just passes here, unfortunately. But yeah, so this is very much sort of like an homage to my starter days, where I picked up the cards. And something to note as well, this was not in tournament. This was just for funsies match between me and Jose because Jose absolutely fucking cooked me with with armor. So we see I go ahead, I start swinging. I gain memory off of inheritables for the arenas, or off the V-Dramon, and then gain memory off the arenas, and I just start doing all force things.
Nice. All force X. Okay.
Swing to a check. Yep, we'll go all force X to unsuspend myself. I'll swing again. Tap the arena to activate my one digivolve effect to let me unsuspend.
Okay.
And then I'll go ahead and swing that last check. I do have jamming because of the beta and the Buka. I had the double jamming heritables. I hit another arena out of security.
This is where you're just Omni for game, right?
I did not have Omni. I don't run Omni.
I don't run Omni either in mine.
In this variant of the build, I don't think
you need to. I see why people would, either. But it just takes up a spot that could be another tamer, another consistency piece.
Yeah, and the thing I do want to start running is I think I'm gonna I need to put a hybrid back in there. I didn't have a hybrid, which was silly Billy of me.
Okay.
But yeah, so we see Jose start
running the
around.
Leo package. Okay, this is something that I was like dabbling with at first. I found it a little clunky.
Yeah, it's the more classic sort of like it was one of the more classic variations of Ulforce because people didn't really want to use full Vidra, so they ran the Jerry's, and it's still like it's not bad. It works. It's just because you're running a card that doesn't have Vidra in its name, you lose consistency off your Vmon searches and stuff. Leomon doesn't have an inheritable. Sure, it can save you, but it doesn't do too much else. He'll bounce the Ulforce. Keeping turn, and then he just tries to start going for game here, but the problem is that he has so many arenas on board, so he has to just try and find a lot here.
Yeah. There was no worse feeling playing All Force and seeing Arena pop out of security. I'm like, no, girl.
Yeah, which like the arena is good when you have All Force X because you can keep using her to unsuspend.
Yeah.
But it's rough otherwise. So we see Jose just sort of going, just searches a little bit. He's unfortunately missing finishers. I think he swings, suspends arena to unsuspend. Swing, suspends arena to unsuspend. Swing, suspends arena to unsuspend. I guess he's missing one check. He doesn't have enough memory for hybrid. Yeah. But this one I have to be careful because he has Rena with evade blocker on the All Force X there. So if it suspends, he'll be able to
back to our scheduled program.
We got a little bit unsynced.
Yeah, but you were saying, you're right. You know, with the blocker evade, you do have to be a little bit careful with all that stuff on board. So you can't just go Oonga Boonga swing.
I think
if you can get an All Force and bounce the stack, you're pretty much
All Force. Yeah, so I think I'm missing All Force is my problem right now.
Yeah.
I think I had an All Force X, but I didn't have a regular All Force.
Yeah.
That's my issue. Yeah, so I All Force X. Unsuspend on Evo. Gain some memory back. Bounce the Vmon, just choke him to 1. But
so here, Jose can just kind of go down the line of Rena's. Right, because Rena would allow him to proc a 1 Digivolving effect.
Yeah, so he has 4 unsuspends right now. So he has technically 5 swings. So he swings. Has jamming because of the Buka, because he has 1 more source than my all 4 stack. So, so lives because of the jamming. Swings again. Swing, Rena, to activate 1 digital effect on suspend. Swing, Rena, suspend. And then switch to game. Yep, and that was game 1. So I had pretty good start, but I was just missing the gas to really close it out.
Yeah.
And Jose was just able to capitalize and just go crazy.
Yeah, which I feel like is part of the struggle with All Force, right? Like,
yeah,
it, like you mentioned before, it's just, it does what it wants to do decently, but just not efficiently that other decks can do. It's
worse Mirage.
Yeah.
It's just less consistent Mirage. It does exactly what Mirage does, where you swing, you do the check, you unsuspend. You swing, you do a check, you unsuspend. You want your tamers in order to trigger your unsuspends. Mirage is just more efficient with what it does.
And what I think another thing too is that what we've seen with Mirage too is that you can toolbox like out of line pieces, right? Like Zudo Ace is a very good tech. We've seen people like myself do the starter deck Arrow V and it works just fine. All Force almost kind of needs you to stick to the V line. You can't really deviate too far from it, otherwise you just lose synergy with your consistency and your pieces.
The memory gain inheritables are huge too.
Yeah.
And then he tried that Vmon off the other searcher V. I had to
What a fool.
Vidra only. No. So I ended up just swinging with this V. I actually live, which was kind of crazy. And then at this point, I was just like, "You got to be kidding me!" So I training, and so far off the other training too, I revealed 3 all forces.
Yeah.
Off of the trainings, so I have 2 all force in hand.
Okay, I mean,
I had the beta in hand, so that's why I pushed up the Vmon.
Oh, big man.
Vidra in the back. Just swing the V again. He lives again, which I was like, this V. Jose was like,
big.
This Vmon has jamming. This Vmon has jamming. He goes Lana in the back, which is a little rough. And just hard drops the Jerry to play out the Leo. Push up the Arrow V here. I will grab 2 Tamers. I think it was Arena and a Tie. I think is what I grabbed. Didn't see exactly. I'll go all force for 2 off the training.
Nice.
All force effect will let me play the Arena. Yep. Bounce the Leo.
Okay. Cooking.
Gain 2 memory off of the V-Dramon inheritable, and then 1 memory off the 1 memory off the V-Dramon inheritable, 1 memory off the Arena. Swing all force, all tap Arena to activate 1 digivolving effect to play another Tamer, letting me unsuspend, do the check. He'll draw 2 off of his Jerry's. Hits another Jerry, plays back out the Leo, and I was just like, fuck. I was like, damn it. It's like, that was fine. And then that fucker had to come back.
So see, that's the thing too, right? Is that like, again, I don't want to sound like a fucking Mirage stan or a fanboy here, but like, well, like all force, you like your opponent has a blocker or has something that redirects. You're just like, well, shit. He's not big enough to really swing over anybody. Most of the times he won't have jamming unless you have Buka, or if you're like Jose or running the Betamon. And it's just, and you're running Betamon as well, but if
hit another Arena out of security.
Yeah.
The Vmon has lived 3 checks in security. He's hit 3 Tamers. I've hit 4 Tamers out of security.
He's truly jamming.
I've hit 4 Tamers out of security, dude. I hit a Jerry, a Arena, a training, I think, and then the V-Tamer tie. And so at this point, I'm debating if I want to keep my evade blocker up or if I want to just do that last swing.
It's probably safer to keep the evade blocker up. Oh, there's
another.
another.
I think I decided to do. So at this point, like Jose has everything he needs to like go up a line. Just about what he can see. Unfortunately, the Arrow V whiffs. I think he goes on the all force here and does bounce my stack. Yeah. His all force drops another Arena, gains 2 memory, bounces my stack. Does have evade blocker on his all force, but I have 2 trainings. Rena gains me a memory because my Vmon unsuspended.
That Arrow V always whiffs for me, man.
Yeah. It's so hit or miss. Sometimes you just hit everything off of it. Sometimes you hit nothing.
Yeah.
And then I just go right back into an all force.
You have the second Rena as well, which is perfect.
I'm able to bounce his, gain memory back.
Let's swing.
And then
you just have to play out another Tamer and you got it.
Yep. Which I think I do, so I just swing, drop that. Nice. Which just matters if I live, because I don't have jamming on this stack.
Yeah.
Which it's just another Tamer. So I hit. There was 5 Tamers in Jose's security that game. I'm going to game 3. Sorry for sort of missing some of the callouts on how effects resolve. All Force just kind of moves so fast, and there's like 50 effects that pop off at once.
Yeah.
But basically, in case you've never seen All Force before, because it's pretty meta irrelevant forever. Like last time it was relevant was maybe BT-12. It was a little bit okay. BT-11 didn't do nothing because of Black War. But basically, the whole idea is that you try and have as many Tamers as you can in your hand, because when you do your Ulforce combo, Ulforce wants to work with Rena, and you need to see all 4 of your secret Renas, which is why that fucking card's still so expensive, by the way.
Yeah.
You need to have it's a 4 of in the deck automatically, and it's the only deck she's running is that. But you basically need to have your Ulforce and 4 Renas in hand, and you OTK, and that's why we keep comparing it to Mirage, because Mirage is very much OTK deck as well right now. But Mirage is just better in the sense that it has better Tamer consistency, more control options. It tends to just it
has better ways to respond, I believe, as well.
Yes,
to your opponent's
also
board
true.
state. Ulforce can't really interact with your opponent unless you go into Ulforce.
Yeah, exactly. The rest of your pieces are just a line that hopefully just like the inheritables help you keep turn, or they give you more aggression, or they give you more draw. But otherwise, your entire like removal, your entire response to your opponent's board is your Ulforce.
But to be fair, you are set up pretty well here.
Yeah, so I've had 2 trainings so far. I have a full line. I have the V-Tamer tie-in back. At this point, I was kind of just biding my time to try and get 8 cards in hand.
Yeah.
To try and make sure I could have the extra security checks. Because I know that I'm going to be hard dropping Tamers. I think I'm still kind of short, but I just opted just to go for it anyways.
Yeah, you do check with jamming. You tap the tie to draw. You will use the training.
Yep, you've opened the Ulforce for 2. Will allow me to play Arena. Arena will on play will give me a evade blocker. I will unsuspend off of my
Jose's already anticipating a security check.
Yep. I gain some memory back because of the Veedramon and the Rena. I go ahead and swing. Yeah, I'm double checking to see if I have sec +1 or whatnot. I think I lose it because of me playing the tie. I suspend the tie to give myself +1k because I didn't have jamming on the stack, so I was nervous. I swing 2 checks again because I had enough cards in hand. I guess I did have enough cards in hand. Never mind, I lied. And then I just hard drop the V-Tamer tie, swing for
All right.
And that's game 3. And then I didn't realize we were recording, so we can go ahead. You can go ahead and stop the video.
Okay.
Because it's another 10 minutes. Basically.
But that last sequence was sort of in an ideal world. That's what Ulforce wants to do, right? Which is just like go into the big guy. You know, you potentially have +1 security check if you use the starter deck Arrow V. If you're using the BT-11 Arrow V, which just lets you search your Tamers. Even then, the hope is that you have enough Tamers in hand to just go bop, 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 and just like restand, swing, and just keep doing that.
Yeah.
Like you said, not having jamming can be one detriment, you know, if you just die.
Just which like... the Betamons are nice. I think the thing with Ulforce, which is like the reason I want to go back to it, aside from just nostalgia vibes, is like it feels so good to resolve the OTK. Like I've done Mirage OTK numerous times, and it feels good. It's a good vibe, but it doesn't like. I don't know. Ulforce just hits the dopamine more for me personally because I just feel like it was so much harder to get to, and so when I do it, I'm just like, fuck yeah. Like,
well, I think for me too, like similar to what you said, I was a huge like OG like Ulforce stan. Like it just feels so good to do it with a Digimon that you're like, oh hell yeah, Ulforce is my boy, you know?
Yeah. Ulforce is just cool. I mean, that's not to say Mirage isn't cool. Mirage is very, very cool. But
you watch yourself there.
He's like, I'm not saying nothing. I don't feel like I've seen what those fists of fury can do of yours. All right, I don't want to. I'm not looking for that.
No, but I mean, I think what was I gonna say? I just feel like it is curious. It's in a curious spot right now where like you can have the occasional top with it if you're either like top decking real nicely or you have a good pilot with some good matchups. I would be curious to see, and you know, we can talk about this more offline too, or in our Discord if you want to join it. You know, if we're really truly focusing on the OTK, right, and we're just waiting for our stack to go up, do we start to do what we did with Mirage, right, which is sprinkle in some of those like out of line pieces? I think the synergy drop is a little bit more than it is with Mirage, where it may hurt you more than it benefits you, but you do have, like you said, the Betamon gives you jamming. I believe you have the it's like the Seadramon level 4 that also gives jamming as well, that just came out in BT-15. You could also consider like a Galga that's coming on BT-16 that just has inherent jamming for more jamming sources per se, and stick with your level 5 line.
Which I think the Betamon giving jamming and the Bukamon jamming was honestly enough. That felt fine. I never was missing jamming. It was more so me just missing Tamer pieces.
Yeah.
The thing, what we really need though, that new V-Dramon promo.
Yes. Yeah.
That new V-Dramon promo is so gas for the deck. And in case people don't know what I'm talking about, it's a new promo that's coming out with like the newer set of ones, which are like the box toppers for BT-15. It has on play when Digivolving, reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon card with V-Dramon in its name, and 1 blue Tamer card among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of deck. And then your turn once per turn, when this Digimon becomes unsuspended, gain 1 memory. It's just like, it's an extra search piece. If you're working this with trainings, right, you can very easily just push up a Vmon, Vidra, search, Arrow V, suspend, search, and then go into your Ulforce, and you will hopefully have, you know, at least 2 or 3 Tamers off of those searches, on top of finding another Beedramon piece. Yeah. And gaining memory too.
Agreed.
Like it's so good.
It's so good. So good.
Anyways. But yeah.
Until then, I think the deck will struggle a little bit. But I mean, like we saw here, it can do things. So I mean, it's a fun deck to play. It's a fun deck to kind of theory craft and build around. But unfortunately, I think if we're looking to top, you might be better off looking at something else.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you just go Mirage if you're looking to actually like go somewhere with it. But I think like, you know, and also I think BBDs will enjoy this video too. Just want to say that because that's just an intrusive thought my brain's putting in there right now. But anyways, I think that if we get another good arena, you know, we get some more Vmon that are dedicated to Ulforce, like another Searcher Vmon or something. We could really see the deck start to take off because that Arrow V promo or that V-Dramon promo with the other V-Dramon is pretty good. Because your level 5s aren't bad either. And Ulforce himself is a decent card. Just needs more consistency. That's all.
Agreed. But that does wrap it up for the video. So thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to, like I said before, to check out our social accounts, which will be linked in the video description down below. So if you want to come interact with us, talk to us, see what these deck lists are looking like, join that Discord. We will be more active on our Twitter and Instagram. I know I keep saying that, but I promise we will. And lastly, if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do consider doing so. We would greatly appreciate it. But enough of all that. Hopefully we'll catch you on that next video, and we will see ya on that flip to flip. Bye bye.